So we have to, first of all, talk about the new accusations against Roy Moore. A woman came out. This is the fifth woman accusing him. Obviously, Roy Moore, the guy who is slated to replace Jeff Sessions in the Alabama Senate. He's running for election against a Democrat in a very red state, but this is really hurting him. Beverly Young Nelson's the fifth woman. She came out at a press conference with Gloria Allred. Now, normally when you sit next to Gloria Allred, you immediately look like you're lying because Gloria Allred is just like this hit girl lawyer. But this, she says that Moore trapped her in his car 40 years ago when she was 16, and this is not like, put his hand on her. He genuinely attacked her. Play the first cut of this.
Instead of answering my questions, Mr. Moore reached over and began groping me and putting his hands on my breast. I tried to open my car door to leave, but he reached over and he locked it so I could not get out. I tried fighting him off while yelling at him to stop. But instead of stopping, he began squeezing my neck, attempting to force my head onto his crotch. I continued to struggle. I was determined that I was not going to allow him to force me to have sex with him. I was terrified.
Yeah, okay, so if you think that accusation can't get any worse, wait till you hear this. Here's the second cut.
At some point, he gave up. And he then looked at me and he told me, he said, "You're just a child." And he said, "I am the district attorney of Etowah County. And if you tell anyone about this, no one will ever believe you."
So I forget which of the 10 Commandments forbids you to try to rape children and then bully them into silence, but I think Moore may have left that. Could be all of the 10 Commandments, like every page of the Bible. Holy moly. I mean, that's bad. And it's hard to look at that woman and think like, yeah, she's like some paid informant. I mean, she looked like she was telling the truth to me, I got to say. Roy Moore, let's be fair. He says it ain't so. She says that they met at a restaurant called the Old Hickory House Restaurant. And here is Moore's response.
I want to address what's been brought out on television today by Gloria Allred and a client that she has about things I allegedly did. I want to make it perfectly clear. The people of Alabama know me. They know my character. They know what I've stood for in the political world for over 40 years. And I can tell you without hesitation, this is absolutely false. I never did what she said I did. I don't even know the woman. I don't know anything about her. I don't even know where the restaurant is or was. And if you look at this situation, you'll see that because I'm 11 points ahead, or 10 or 11 points ahead, this race being just 28 days off, that this is a political maneuver and has nothing to do with reality. It's all about politics.
Okay, so the thing is, he says he's never heard of the restaurant, doesn't know where it is, never met the woman. She has produced her high school yearbook. We have a picture of that says, it's signed Roy Moore. It says, "To a sweeter, more beautiful girl, I could not say Merry Christmas. Christmas 1977. Love, Roy Moore. DA 12/22/77. Old Hickory House Restaurant." I know. It's like, Roy, I'm not so sure you're doing as well here as you might be. These women are beginning to look pretty believable, in which case you are a piece of crap. If like half that story is true, you are a piece of crap. The Republicans, obviously, in Congress have just had it with this. And Mitch McConnell has absolutely no patience with sex scandals. Remember Larry Craig? I mean, Larry Craig, he's the guy who was arrested at the Minneapolis airport by an undercover cop who was picking up guys because they would apparently gay guys would pick up people through the stalls or something, and he busted Larry Craig. And Mitch McConnell has absolutely no patience with that. And that was a big one because that really cost a lot of seats. And then there was Bob Packwood. He was from Oregon. He resigned in 1995 under the threat of expulsion. And so this is Mitch McConnell talking yesterday, tight-lipped. I mean, Mitch McConnell doesn't have a lot of lip to begin with. He's got very thin lips to begin with, but they were vanished. They had vanished. This is him answering questions at the Capitol.
Is the burden on Moore to prove these false versus someone to prove that these are true in this situation? Or do you believe these allegations to be true?
I believe the women, yes.
Are you calling for him to step down from that Senate race?
I did. I think he should step aside.
Are you encouraging a write-in campaign by Senator Strange?
That's an option we're looking at, whether or not there is someone who could mount a write-in campaign successfully.
Would it be Senator Strange, do you think?
We'll see.
So, yeah, it's like there was one thing they were floating where apparently the governor of Alabama can reappoint Jeff Sessions back to the seat. But Sessions says that's not happening. He doesn't want, he wants nothing to do with that. He likes where he is in the Justice Department, though he may not have liked where he was this morning before Congress being grilled about absolutely nothing, it seemed like to me. It was really bizarre. Anyway, so it's a real problem. Steve Bannon and his folks, remember, Bannon is responsible for this, and I said this yesterday. Bannon has a lot to answer for, and if this guy loses this election, I mean, look, if he wins and then the Senate throws him out, which I think for Republicans would probably be the best outcome. I mean, he wins, but they toss him out, and they're allowed to do that. They can't expel a senator on grounds like this, for stuff like this. But Steve Bannon, now to be fair, this is a couple of days ago. This was after the first Washington Post story came out about this. But Bannon has stuck, and Breitbart sites have been concentrating on kind of attacking the accusers. And this is Bannon still defending him a couple of days ago.
They're finding some collusion going on in those stories about Judge Moore, right? Is it just a coincidence that the Bezos, Amazon, Washington Post did the Billy Bush hit, and they did the hit on Judge Moore? Yeah, just a complete random thing in the universe, right? Judge Moore, I'm standing with him.
Yeah, I don't know, Steve, buddy. It's like this one really smells. I mean, when you hear a woman talking like that, I think first of all, I think most men, their hearts immediately go like, I don't like you anymore, Mr. Moore. I think this is just a bad thing. I don't mean to laugh about it. Obviously, it's a terrible thing, but I think the corruption makes me laugh. What can I say? Yeah, that's my problem.